of a possible general election later in the year. There is a US flavour to some of the gatherings, with some groups protesting against the, quote, Trumpization of the world. Ross Cullen, Paris.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Thursday. Welcome to a brand new month. It's the first day of May for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way. Well, all of your news, weather, and sports here this morning. A lot to talk about. Nebraska's softball pitcher and utility player Jordy Ball has been named a top 25 finalist for the USA Softball ESPN National Player of the Year Award. We'll talk about that coming up. The Nebraska women's basketball team going to be playing 6 of its 9 home conference games next year against teams that qualified for the NCAA tournament. Hastings College softball team, they are playing in the GPAC tournament up in Fremont here this week. The Broncos losing their opening round game yesterday to Midland by the score at 3-2, and then the rest of the first day schedule was rained out, so they've got a problem up there in the Fremont, and they're going to work through that, and they got plenty of games scheduled for today. We'll talk in depth about that from Fremont here this morning. The GPAC baseball tournament is going on as well. Adams Central baseball team picked up a win yesterday as they beat Twin River by the score of 17-0. That sets a school record for the most wins during a regular season as the Patriots improved to 16-6 on the season. High school baseball district pairings have been announced, and soccer pairings have been announced as well. Plus, we've got news from the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs here this morning. So, a lot to talk about here today as we bring in Tyson Havronic. He is not in the Western studios this morning. Tyson is in the Northern studios, the Northeastern studios up in Fremont, as he's covering the Hastings College's softball team in the GPAC tournament. Good morning, my man.
And a good morning to you, Mike, as we get going here on this first day of May here from our beautiful Fremont hotel room. Got IT working behind the scenes so you can get a great snapshot of this lovely room and everything it has to offer, including the view, which right behind us is the very back of the kitchen here for the hotel. We found the very last hotel room possible as we were getting underway last night, and they had the rain delay, and then we were talking, well, it could be 9 o'clock by the time that we get underway, and then, that's according, and if things are running on time, that we're starting at 9 o'clock, so I thought maybe the best move here might be just to get a hotel room. I'm not much of a night driver. I'm not much of a driver in the first place. I don't really like long road trips, so I was really glad that I was just driving with me yesterday up, and it was only me complaining to myself, but we're up here, and we get the very last hotel room possible, and gonna get set to hopefully get action resuming today. It's still a little gloomy and dreary outside, but we're crossing our fingers, hoping for the best. I also got a special guest directly to my right. We'll have Eric Williams have some comments on Hastings College softball as we get moving. But big opportunity for the Broncos, another heartbreaker, 1-run game, and you hate to feel like a broken record, but there's been so many throughout the course of the season. Obviously, we can't do the woulda, coulda, shouldas at this point anymore. You just got to focus in on today and what it has to offer, and hopefully that you're playing some ball on Friday.
Yeah, the Broncos losing to Midland yesterday by a score of 3-2. So they're going to play at 4 o'clock. That's the game plan right now as far as we know it. They're going to play Morningside or Dordt. Those two teams are going to resume their game at noon today. up in Fremont. They got started, but not much. They suspended the game in the bottom of the first inning. So Morningside will play Dort at noon today. And then it's going to be Midland playing the winner of that game at 2 o'clock today. Hastings will play the loser of that game at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So hopefully we can get that game underway at noon and stay on schedule today. Hastings right now is going to play at 4 o'clock this afternoon against either Morningside or Dort, the loser of that ball game, and we'll have the contest for you here on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame show at 3:45. So you checked into the motel, and the last room you had was a beautiful view of the kitchen out your window. I can hardly wait until we get your camera up and running here on the show. Now, when I was up in Sioux City, I had a beautiful view outside my room of the beautiful town of Sioux City.
Yeah.
And you've got the view of the kitchen out your window.
Kitchen and some back parking lot area here. Just off to a little bit to my left is going to be the Bronco bus, which has made some numerous treks and it was put into some pretty treacherous parking situations yesterday. That Coach Williams and I had to literally lift up some concrete barriers to get the Bronco bus to push through. But you bring on some extra hands, and I felt like I needed to do some work for the team. So far, I've just been enjoying this softball team from the friendly confines of the Bill Smith Softball Complex press box. So I felt it was time to put me into duty and see what I could do. And we had to get the Bronco bus through and with the team supper last night. But other than the rain and the results, I think in the Midland game, it's been a pretty enjoyable trip. We've really made the most of this rain situation and been able to come together with the team a little bit and get to hang out. So it's been an adventure. Let's just say that.
The other bracket for softball is being played in Orange City. They didn't have the rain that you had yesterday, so they got all of their games in yesterday.
Yeah.
Doane, the number 8 seed, they went 2-0 yesterday. Doane beat Northwestern 1-0 in their first game. Then they came back to beat Dakota Wesleyan by the score of 11-3. So Doane right now sitting at 2-0 in the Northwestern bracket. The other games yesterday, Dakota Wesleyan beat Concordia 6-1, and Northwestern beat Concordia by the score of 6-0. So their schedule today. What do they got? They got Northwestern playing Dakota Wesleyan at noon today. Then Doane will play the winner of that game at 2, and the if necessary game is going to be played at 7. So they're going to be running a day ahead of us because of the weather delay that we had yesterday. So we'll concentrate on the Fremont bracket. That's where we are. And again, 4 o'clock starting time this afternoon for Hastings against either Morningside or Dort. That's going to go here on Extreme Sports 3:45 today. So we'll have the action for you from Fremont. So what's for lunch today?
That's the burning question. I think we're going to go ahead and safely assume that we got Coach Baker driving the Bronco bus. I can imagine Raising Cane's might be in the offering, certainly on the table for voting. He's a big Canes fan and kind of a traditionalist, plays it safe, goes down the middle, gets some of that cane sauce. So they're right across the street from our hotel. I can imagine that's probably one of the possibilities. Then we'll make our way to the softball complex and get ready to roll. If you ever been to the complex out here in Fremont, it's a little tricky on the GPS to get to. You got to go through a few roundabouts, but right off the highway, it's about a 10-minute drive from our hotel. So it wasn't too bad. Just a quick trip down Main Street, and we're in proper Fremont and checking in and getting ready to roll. So yeah, that's what we got on tap today.
You couldn't find a chicken wing joint today to go to?
True story. We went yesterday to an establishment. I can't remember what the hell it was called anymore. Black Label, I think. And it was a kind of a burgers and shakes place. Coach Theo is a big shakes fan. And so we went to the burgers and shakes place. They had on the menu like pizza flatbreads. And then I look over and I'm like, oh, Mike will be so pissed. There was wings, and I remember you telling me, he goes, you're not going to have time to find wings over in Fremont. You're going to be busy getting ready for softball. And I thought, oh my God, what if I get wings and then like get a snapshot of the wings? Well, then Coach Williams told me, he goes, well, you got to get the boneless wings because that'll even rile them up even more because they're not chicken wings. But then we ended up both seeing at the exact same time the mac and cheese burger, and that's what we ended up settling on. And yeah, delicious food. I mean, I don't want to make you jealous. It was pretty subpar, to be honest. No, it was real good. So there was a wing joint, and I do know where it's at. And if I needed to go back there, it is on the radar.
Just give me some damn chicken wings, will you?
Wings.
Yeah, that's always on the top of my list when I'm on road trips, chicken wings. So, anyway, we had some high school baseball yesterday on Extreme Sports 2, the Adams Central baseball team. They were able to beat Twin River yesterday by a score of 7-0. And that sets a school record for wins now for Adams Central as they won their 16th game of the season. The Patriots will play a triangular against Douglas County West and Omaha Northwest coming up on Saturday. Did you hear about the latest debacle on that prank phone call that was made to Shadur Sanders?
I heard they got fined.
Yeah, they got fined big time. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons, they got fined like $250,000 for that, and then the coach himself got fined $100,000 because his kid wrote down Shadur's number off of his iPad and made the prank phone call during the NFL draft. Well, the Falcons got fined $250,000, and the coach himself got fined $100,000 for the NFL.
Breach of like security protocol,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an honest mistake.
Yeah, it's not an honest mistake.
Well, it is for the Falcons organization. They had nothing to do with it. It's some kid wanting to do a prank call and happening to see an iPad and his dad thinking, oh, surely he knows better than to do something stupid like that. I think it's an honest mistake for the organization.
It is, but $250,000 to the Falcons. How about the $100,000 that the poor old dad's going to pay?
Is he going to pay it?
Well,
his son's going to be working it up. I guarantee that.
Oh yeah. His son's going to make up $100,000. That'll take him forever to pay his dad back. He's not going to pay him back.
A lot of lawns to be mowed.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, that it came out yesterday after the show. Your Buffalo Bills, they signed veteran wide receiver Elijah Moore yesterday to a one-year deal with $5 million. He caught a career-high 61 passes for 538 yards and 1 touchdown last season for the Cleveland Browns. So the Bills making some moves here during the offseason. You like what they're doing?
Yeah, so far. I mean, I think they had a really good draft. They filled a lot of the holes that I said that we needed, which was secondary, and then once they got. So yeah, I'm ecstatic of what we've done so far.
New York Jets backup quarterback Jordan Travis is retiring from football, having never played a down in the NFL. He suffered that gruesome leg injury while playing in 2023 for then undefeated Florida State. He announced on Wednesday that his surgically repaired left leg hasn't fully recovered and that he has decided to walk away based on advice from doctors. He was the fifth-round draft choice, number 171 overall of the New York Jets in the 2024 NFL draft. So he's going to retire without taking a snap in the NFL.
You want the input from the Jets fan here on the right side?
Oh, that's right.
Talk some Jets off season. I mean, I think it's been a good off season for the Jets. I'll let Coach Williams speak to the Jets offense or off season a little bit further.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good off season. We got rid of a quarterback situation and picked up somebody I think will be good. And then if you saw my posts on Facebook, I was anti-tight end at the beginning of the draft in the first round. Had a tight end on the board, went offensive line, which I've been saying for years. So I was happy with it, and we'll see if it comes to anything. But so far, so good for him.
Good to hear from
good.
good to hear from Coach E. Hanging out with you. How did he get up this early in the morning to join you in the motel room?
Dude, that was a good question. Like he said, about 6:58 is a good time to swing down, and I said 6:58. I'm just gonna be getting ready at 6:58, my man. Like you can swing down a little bit later if you want to, but he was bright eyed and ready to roll about 6:45, and he's prepped and getting ready for what's gonna be hopefully a good day for Bronco softball. So yeah, waking up a little bit earlier than usual and answering the call and joining me here here in the kitchen next to maybe that was part of it, right? Because we're right next to the kitchen. He's like, oh, I might as well stop in and see him. So smells pretty good, by the way. I can hear banging and dishes going on behind me.
Yeah, are you going down for the morning little deal that they always have down there?
I'm gonna see.
What's on the menu down there in the hotel lobby?
I'm traditionally not a big breakfast eater, but I do like the cereal components that they have that you just slide off. And, if I can find myself some like Captain Crunch or mixed berry Captain Crunch, then I think we're going to get off to a pretty strong start because that'll get me some sugar to get ready throughout the day. And that'll also, wear and tear up the mouth a little bit. So, yeah, if I can find some peanut butter Captain Crunch, I'll be in heaven.
Colorado Rockies entered an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah, how about that?
Last night. They beat Atlanta 2-1. Colorado had lost 16 of its previous 17 games and had been outscored by 78 runs. And at 5-25, the Rockies avoided joining the 1988 Baltimore Orioles as the only team since 1901 to lose at least 26 of their first 30 games. So kudos to the Colorado Rockies as they stay out of the record books with the win last night.
Yeah, everyone thought the Chicago White Sox were rough last year. And then the Colorado Rockies, it is May 1st. We played baseball for over a month. They've got 5 wins to their name. That's like a win every week. They basically told the White Sox of last year, oh, it's okay, hold my beer. Watch this. That organization is an organization that has no desire to go out and get anybody that can put that team in contention, which is truly unfortunate because if you ever go to Coors Field, and I love going to Coors Field, the atmosphere there is absolutely fantastic, and their fans are great, and they don't care if they're a 5-win baseball club or if they're a baseball team that's doing Rocktober and making this big run through September. The atmosphere is always fun there, and to just constantly crap on that fan base year after year, it's kind of a sad deal because like the Rockies are one of those teams, they don't bother me. They're not one of those like rivals like a Chicago Cubs or Cincinnati Reds or a Milwaukee Brewers. They don't really bother anybody, and so you kind of instinctively just pull for them a little bit because they are such a cellar dweller and have been for years. Yeah, I'm hoping that they can go out and make some moves at some point. Obviously, this rebuild isn't going to fix itself in a year or 2 years, but you'd love to see them have some success again. But it is not going to be this year. I would think they'll flirt with Chicago and the White Sox losing record from a year ago. That is how much there is a gap, especially in the National League West when you've got Dodgers and Padres and Diamondbacks. All significantly better than where that baseball team is at. So we'll see where the chips fall, but I don't think Colorado's carrying many cards as we move along throughout the summer.
Listening to Mike and Tyson, this is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Thursday. I finally get to see you.
Hey, they got us up and running.
Got you up and running. That is a beautiful view from your hotel in Fremont here today. A couple other notes I'll get to. Jeff Spearbeck, the longtime friend, business partner, and a former agent of John Elway, died on Wednesday from injuries that he suffered when he fell off of a golf cart, reportedly being driven by John Elway. Spearbeck was 62. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office is investigating the incident, though TMZ has reported there was no indication that Elway was driving negligently when Spearbeck fell after the two men and their spouses had left a party over the weekend. So I've been with you in a golf cart before and probably have fallen out of the golf cart. This guy evidently fell out, hit his head on some asphalt, and died with John Elway behind the wheel of this golf cart. So that investigation is continuing. And then did you hear about the guy who fell at Pittsburgh Stadium? He fell like 21 feet onto the field yesterday. Mm-hmm. And they had to stop the game to tend to him. He was taken to the hospital. He's in critical condition. So some weird things happened in the sporting world yesterday. Tragically, with John Elway and then the guy falling from like a platform or something out at the ballpark in Pittsburgh.
Over at PNC, and Clemento, the Clemente walkway out there, and it looked like he was just trying to at some point make a move to head on to the field, but he got tangled up and ended up falling head first. Critical condition at last I heard on that, and obviously it's one of those things where baseball becomes secondary at that point, and you really feel for the players that are on the field, especially those who had to witness that, and as he falls on the warning track, and medical team was quick to attend. Obviously, I think that was one of the things that was brought up multiple different times, is they were able to get him on a stretcher as quickly as possible and resume and get back to baseball as quickly as possible. But that's hard. I mean, from a player's perspective, anybody that had to witness that. I mean, I couldn't imagine trying to announce after that and get back into the rhythm of the game, and so that we keep that fan in our thoughts and prayers, and certainly in the John Elway situation. I mean, you got to be rattled if you're John, certainly, as that took place. Just a couple freak accidents yesterday in the sporting world for sure.
You're talking quietly today. Are you concerned about maybe waking up? Who's staying next door to you anyway in the motel?
I don't know if it's necessarily. I don't think if it's talking quietly. We're using a couple different cords and microphones here, so there's probably a levels thing that we needed to get done. But
it sounds like you're talking quietly, like you don't want to wake up the coach who might be next door or something.
Oh no, Coach Baker, he had a hell of a time. We'll get to Coach Baker's story in a minute. His key. He got checked in earlier, got his stuff into his hotel room, and then when we got back from supper last night, his key wouldn't swipe. And so he hung out in the hotel lobby. We got done. We watched the second period of the Blues game, and then finally I said, I'm going to go to bed. I ended up watching the third period anyway. We'll get to NHL scores here in a minute. But I'm walking by, and Baker is still out there, and I'm like, Coach, the hell are you just hanging out in the lobby for? And he goes, I can't get back into my freaking room, man. So his key fob didn't work, so he's had a hell of a night. I don't think we're in any danger of waking him up. So, no, this isn't the 18th green at the Masters. This is just a completely different microphone than what's in our beautiful Western studios.
I'm concerned about Coach Baker. What time did he get into his room?
We'll talk about that probably in the pregame show today. I'm sure when I go bump and grab them and we get set for whoever we're playing, whether it be Morningside or Dort, that might come up. But Baker could care less as long as his players got well rested and ready to go. Got to be real honest with you.
All right, 7:23, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, Mike, you mentioned it, first day of May today, and if you're in the Hastings or Grand Island communities, you know that is a day of giving. And since 2014, Give Hastings Day has raised more than $6.5 million to support 152 nonprofit organizations and programs across Adams County. Community's generosity continues to make positive impact on the everyday aspect of life for all those in our community. Officials plan to make Give Hastings Day 2025 another record-breaking year, and you can stay up to date with the fundraising efforts at givehastings.org or head downtown later today to the headquarters at the Lark. Meanwhile, the City of Hastings Street Department will close the northbound outside lane of Burlington Avenue between 6th and 7th Street to assist with the removal of a large dead tree. This will be coming up on Friday near First Presbyterian Church. The tree service will be removing the tree on Friday. The work will start at 9 a.m. and should be completely off the road by 5 o'clock. That's a big-ass tree. The closure is just one lane. Vehicles will be able to turn east onto 7th Street. Over in GI, 1 Million Cups, Grand Island is excited to celebrate 6 months of weekly gatherings that highlight and support local entrepreneurs. Since its launch, the event has become a midweek staple, consistently drawing a crowd of business owners, community leaders, and entrepreneurship supporters. To mark the milestone, at 8:30 this morning at CCC Entrepreneurship Center, there will be a community celebration. The morning will include refreshments, a reflection on the past 6 months of entrepreneurial stories, and a community coffee cheers to future growth and innovation. Coffee cheers, sounds good. Lastly, we'll finish in the state capitol, U.S. Capitol, where U.S. Senator Pete Ricketts recently met with officials in the Philippines and Taiwan to discuss strengthening U.S. trade ties as a way to counter China's economic influence. Taiwan's vice president expressed interest in increasing soybean imports from Nebraska, and talks are underway to lower trade barriers and taxes on Taiwanese investments in the U.S. Ricketts also addressed rural concerns that he heard during his town halls and said progress on the Farm Bill could be delayed depending on the timing of the federal budget reconciliation, which could wrap up as early as July. 7:25, we will swing things all the way down to the eastern side of Hastings, which is 2.5 hours away from here. Mike Will with your check on sports. Good morning.
Nebraska's softball pitcher and utility player Jordy Ball has been named a top 25 finalist for the USA Softball ESPN National Player of the Year Award. Ball was a top 10 finalist for the award in both 2022 and in 2023 while at Oklahoma. Ball is hitting .468 this season, which ranks 10th nationally. She has 55 runs scored, 65 hits, 55 RBIs, 15 doubles, and 17 home runs so far this season. In the circle, she is 20-5 with an ERA of 1.56. The Nebraska women's basketball team will play 6 of its 9 home conference games next year against teams that qualified for the NCAA tournament. The home slate includes games against UCLA, USC, Iowa, Maryland, Illinois, and Indiana. The home schedule also includes games against Rutgers, Purdue, and Northwestern. Nebraska will have road games next year at Iowa, Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Oregon, Washington, Minnesota, Penn State, and Wisconsin. The Huskers finished 21-12 last season and qualified for the NCAA tournament. Hastings College softball team dropped a 3-2 decision to Midland yesterday in the first round of the GPAC tournament in Fremont. The Broncos will play in the losers bracket game at 4 this afternoon against either Morningside or Dort. Those two teams will resume their game at noon today after rain washed out all the remaining games scheduled for day 1. We'll have the Broncos game for you today on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame at 3:45. In the Northwestern bracket, 8th-seeded Doane went 2-0. The Tigers beat Northwestern 1-0, and Dakota Wesleyan 11-3. In the GPAC baseball tournament in Seward, Briarcliff beat Midland 4-2. And Concordia defeated Dakota Wesleyan 9-4. In Yankton, Doane defeated Northwestern 11-1, and Mount Marty got by Morningside by the score of 8-5. Adams Central baseball team beat Twin Rivers 7-0 yesterday at Duncan Field. Hunter Nepple pitched 3 innings of relief to pick up the win. Jared Johnson and Cohen Rader had 2 hits apiece. Adams Central now 16-6 on the season, and will play Douglas County West and Omaha Northwest in a triangular on Saturday. Adams Central will be the number 1 seed for the C4 District Baseball Tournament that gets underway next Thursday at Duncan Field. The Patriots will play Fairbury in the opening round at 4 o'clock. In the other game at 1, St. Paul Palmer will battle Arlington. Hastings High will be the number 3 seed for the B3 District Tournament at Ralston. The Tigers will play Platteview next Thursday at 7. In the other game, Ralston will take on Nebraska City. Hastings High boys soccer team will be the number 1 seed for the B7 sub-district tournament at Hastings College. On Monday, Hastings High will play Aurora at 7. First game at 5 will have Northwest taking on Kearney Catholic. At the girls B7 sub-district tournament at Northwest, Hastings High will play Aurora on Saturday at 10. The winner will then play Northwest on Monday at 5:30, followed by Seward against York at 7:30. That's a check into sports headlines, already 7:29 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
On this Thursday, we should have partly sunny skies, a high around 70 degrees, and the winds will increase out of the north-northwest 10 to 20, with gusts into the mid-20s. Overnight tonight, another lone chance for a shower or thunderstorm, an overnight low of 43. Low 60s for the high on Friday with a hit-or-miss chance of another shower or thunderstorm. Friday night, 39 will be the overnight low, and then 70s and plenty of sunshine as we head through the weekend.
Right now, as you wake up, get going in Hastings, we've got north winds at 13, partly cloudy 51 at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson O'Brien, Coach Williams, live from Fremont today, the side of the GPAC Conference softball tournament, as we get you up, get you rolling here on this Thursday morning. So thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us online at our website, x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone, on your way to work or school here this morning with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, take your choice. We're everywhere that you are. Thanks for joining us as we start another day here. We'll get to the NBA playoffs.
Sure.
Last night, Houston beat Golden State 131-116. Golden State still leads the series 3-2. Minnesota defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 103-96. Goodbye, Lakers. Minnesota wins that series 4-1. Tonight, the New York Knicks will play at Detroit. Denver is at the Los Angeles Clippers. New York and Denver lead their respective series at 3-2.
Did the entire NBA just win last night with the LA Lakers being eliminated from the playoffs? They're just one of those teams, man. I'm so sick and tired of watching whining and crying and pleading for fouls. I mean, even Luka, who got traded over from the Mavericks, is starting to buy into this whole let's win an Oscar thing. We were watching it a little bit last night in that game, and Luka was trying to buy himself 3 free throws as he just completely toppled himself over after the defender went up, and all he did was put a hand up in the air. So, you know, they come by it naturally out in Southern California. They're all actors over there in L.A., and, man, I am so glad to see the Lakers out of the postseason. But let's go to the ice, where it is chilly this morning. If you're a St. Louis Blues fan, maybe you're a little blue in the face. A 5-3 loss last night to the Winnipeg Jets, a back-and-forth game. Winnipeg taking control in the latter portion of the second period, just consistent pressure, and St. Louis unable to do anything with it. And Winnipeg is able to pick up the 5-3 victory, so they lead at 3-2 as they will go back to St. Louis for a matchup coming up on Friday. Meanwhile, in the East, it was all win and move on. 4-1 series victories for the Washington Capitals. They won by the score of 4-1 and won the series 4-1. The Florida Panthers scoring explosion in the third period. That game was tight. And then Florida opened things up, and then a couple empty netters, and Florida Panthers will be moving on in the NHL postseason. Tonight, the Ottawa Senators, I mean, this is where all the attention's going to be. Ottawa was down 3-0 to consider the Toronto Maple Leafs, the New York Yankees, and the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL. Everybody loves to hate them, and you love to hate Toronto. Ottawa has won the last 2. They have climbed back into this series. It is now a 3-2 Toronto advantage, but it's in Ottawa tonight. And so Ottawa has a chance to force a Game 7, and if they can do that and they can get the reverse sweep, it would be the greatest thing that happened to the NHL since the invention of the visor for these players. Meanwhile, Vegas, they have an opportunity to close out against the Minnesota Wild. That's also a 6:30 puck drop. We've got Stars and Avs tonight. Stars with an opportunity to clinch, but they are on the road, and the Oilers with an opportunity to clinch. So 3 games in the Western Conference, late night hockey in Colorado and in Edmonton. All of the puck drops are at 6:30 here for the NHL slate.
Took me 30 seconds to get through the NBA. It took you 3 minutes to get through your.
Was I on the clock?
You were on the clock.
I didn't know that you started a timer.
That's fine.
I didn't know you started a timer. I had lots to say.
Mike Will, Tyson O'Brien. Tyson is in Fremont today, hanging out with Coach Williams. Let's bring him in. What about you guys are preparing for an opponent you don't know who you're going to play? You got to wait until the noon game is done between Dort and Morningside before you know who you're going to play at 4 o'clock. So what are you doing? Just hanging out in the motel until noon today?
How's preparations going today?
Oh, it's going all right. I mean, waking up about 6:30 today and decided to come down here for a little bit. It's kind of tough when you don't know exactly who you're going to play. They're in the first inning of that game, so it's going to be a little bit of time. I've got stuff ready to go on both teams, so The good news is for us, we only played the one game, so we can come back with Kira today, and so our number one's going to be ready to go against whoever it is, either Dort or Morningside.
Coach, let's talk just a little bit about, you fall 3-2 last night, and obviously those one-run games are tough. They're frustrating, certainly, on the team. But I think maybe a little bit of an advantage is that you don't take that taste kind of into that nightcap. You get the suspension. The players get a little bit of a mental breather, if you will, and I think that might play into to our advantage today.
Yeah, I think it will, and just not only because our starter can come back, and the girls were really hyped to play Midland, especially after last week when we split with them. Thought we could get the second game against them, so they were coming in ready to go. Had opportunities in that game to take the lead and shut that down, and just couldn't get that thing done. But afterwards, were they down a little bit? Yes, but I think we were still ready to go because the opportunity is still there for us, and that was prior to everything getting shut down for the day. So I think after that happens, you come back knowing you're only going to play one game today regardless. I think that gets them ready to go, and I think it'll be fun once we get going today.
Again, Eric Williams, he's directly to my right here as we talk some GPAC softball. Talked to Coach Baker before the tournament even started, and I said, man, 1-8, I can make a case on any given day. Any given day was exactly the mentality that Doane team took up to Orange City on their bracket, and this just goes to show you how competitive this conference is when it comes to GPAC softball. Anybody can take anybody down on any given day.
Yeah, I mean, it was going into the season, you kind of thought Northwestern was going to be that top team, which they ended up being the one. Midland was kind of surprised because they lost a lot last year. You didn't know exactly what they were going to be. Beth has done a great job with them of keeping them consistent. But after that, it was just a heap of just everybody's the same, and we did battle with everybody, and everybody's pretty even in that area. But we had opportunity to beat Northwestern. We split with Midland. So, even as a 7 seed, which I don't think we were necessarily a 7 seed talent, but that's where we ended up. We were playing with both of them, and then Doane goes and does what they did yesterday. Faith Molina, Hastings girl, has the game of her life, only walking one after what we saw last weekend. With her, so they did a great job there, and then they took care of business against a Dakota Wesleyan that is actually a really good team themselves. I mean, they've got a lot of talent there, so Doane's put themselves in a great spot after what they accomplished yesterday, and hopefully, we can grind through. And man, if it was a 7-8 winning this thing and it come back to Hastings for that conference championship, that would be awesome.
And from the coaching staff perspective, this is one thing that you get re-emphasized when you kind of follow a team and have a situation that like we had yesterday with the weather delays, with a hurry up and wait mentality just to get this thing underway, and then the ultimately the decision to postpone everything. Not only are you managing what's happening on the field and you're more concerned about the gameplay itself, but managing this team to make sure everybody's on the same page, managing mentality when you do have delays like this, that can be a task in and of itself.
Yeah, we weren't really planning on most of the day yesterday being gone. We did talk to them on Monday of, hey, there's potential rain. There's a good chance we don't get started at noon. And that's exactly what happened is we got everything pushed back. So they had an idea of that happening. But yeah, once they shut the whole day down after that's kind of a different look at things. But it was okay because I really didn't want to go be out there at 10 o'clock at night last night, and that because you didn't know what the weather was going to be. If it was going to be raining, it could have been a miserable night and just not fun to play softball in.
Talk about a win today, and then it's going to be an absolute grind on Friday as we work our way through this consolation ladder. But this is something, I mean, when you take a look at the early season, your Kansas, your Missouri road trips, this is a team that is prepared to climb that ladder.
Yeah, we've had a couple of weekends where we're playing 3 games in a day, and these girls have come off of playing club ball where you're playing 4 or 5 in a day, so. It's a little different because the energy, the mental aspect can be a little bit more of a fatigue, but it's something that is going to happen, and it's going to be all hands on deck. We got 20 girls with us. We could easily use all 20 of them, and every pitcher is going to be ready to go. Some of them haven't pitched in a long time, but I've told them you got to be ready at a moment's notice to go out there and just give us a chance. So I'm hoping we can get through today. That's obviously the first thing. We might have all hands on deck even in one game today, but we get to tomorrow, anything's possible.
Burning question. Are you going to shower first, or are you going to get breakfast first? I am right next to the kitchen, and I know that is something that is weighing heavy on your mind here this morning.
So you're on the first floor. I am on the third floor, but I am clear to the very end of the third floor. In fact, the fire exit's clear on the other side. So if I have any type of survival rate, it's got to be on that other side of me. But I have a feeling I'm going to do breakfast, because if I go back up, the motivation to come back down is not going to be there.
They couldn't. The hotel got smart, by the way. It couldn't have separated me and Eric further away from each other than where we are in the hotel here. But I appreciate you stopping down here to room 124 and chatting some softball with us. Your team has been fun to not only watch and put eyeballs on and get a call this season, but just a fun bunch to be around. And that was more than evident yesterday, hanging out with you guys. You guys were treating me and rolling out the red carpet and taking me out to lunch and the team dinner. So appreciate all the hospitality and the accommodations, and we can't wait to do it again here later today.
Yeah, this has been a fun team. When we got started back in the fall, you could see the talent level. Then when we came back from break in January, and we saw the competitiveness amongst everybody too. But they have come together really well over the last month, and like you said, they're just a fun group to be around. We appreciate you guys and your coverage of things, and just giving the families opportunities, because we got a lot of people from different places. You got Hawaii, you got Alaska, you got all that, so they're able to tune in and follow along. So thank you for what you guys are doing, and let's go get a few more wins today.
Let's go get a few more. Coach Williams joining us here from room 124.
Who do you like? What's the better matchup for us today? Do we want to take on the third-seeded Morningside or sixth-seeded Dordt? Who do we want to win that game? We have a better matchup with one of the two?
Preference on the matchup today?
I'm okay with either one. I would say I want to play Dordt again, because I don't think we gave them a good opportunity or a good matchup the last time we played them. I think we can do a lot better against them, and I would like to prove that against them.
All right, so there we go. 4 o'clock starting time this afternoon. Hastings against either Morningside or Dordt. Those two teams will resume their game at noon today. Then the winner will play Midland at 2, and the loser will play Hastings at 4 o'clock this afternoon, the elimination game. And, of course, we'll have all the action here on Extreme Sports pregame, if everything goes according to schedule, 3:45 this afternoon on Extreme Sports. Yeah, when I'm on those trips, Tyson, it's usually it's usually no shower and go down to the breakfast little nook and devour breakfast first. Then it's back up to the room and the shower and shave and get ready for the day. So it's usually throw on the clothes that I had the night before and then go down and have breakfast there right off the bat.
Mike says breakfast first, then shower. He says that's the game plan.
You don't worry. You don't worry about what you look like. Maybe get the comb out and make a few paths through your hair so it's not standing like straight up when you're going down to breakfast.
We're hats, guys.
We're hats.
We're hats, man.
All right, sounds like you guys are having a good time despite the rain in Fremont. Sometimes you just got to have a trip like this.
You got to make the most of it.
Yeah, the grind of the season, and you can sit back after the rains yesterday and kind of enjoy yourself in the hotel. Yep. And hang out with one another. You got to watch your Blues hockey. You were concerned about that last night, trying to get home in time to watch Blues hockey. So the almighty above took care of it for you, and it just rained so you could get back to the room to watch hockey last night.
And we did.
Did your TV have the channel that the Blues were playing on? I was thinking about that last night. I said, you wait. Tyson will get back to his room and want to watch the Blues, and the damn TV set they'll have about 4 channels on their cable setup.
No, luckily, I mean, it was ESPN last night, so we did get that. I think it's pretty standard in hotels. The only thing that I have the gripe on from the hotel perspective is I got to keep my laptop plugged in because it's plugged into my wireless charger. They don't have the USB ports, which is kind of rare, but just about every single channel that you could ask for. It's got the smart TV too. Eric's even brought a few little contraptions so that we could watch some other sports that were going on across Major League Baseball last night. So yeah, we got up there. We had a great time. You're right. I mean, sometimes you just need a trip like this to cut the grind up and break that up a little bit and bring everybody together and get everybody refocused and ready to roll with the task at hand. And task at hand is start playing some winning softball here and come through the consolation ladder. And we want to play 3 on Friday for sure.
All right, so that's what's going on with the Hastings College softball team. We did get the district pairings for high school baseball this morning. Adams Central is set up to host next week on Thursday and Friday. The Patriots got into a good draw here. Adams Central going to be playing Fairbury at 4 o'clock next Thursday. Fairbury is a team that is 4-16 on the season. The other game has St. Paul Palmer, who is 7-6, playing Arlington 5-13. So the Patriots got a great draw for their district tournament. The winners, of course, will play on Friday, and the winners will move on to the state tournament. Hastings High, they're going to be playing their district baseball in Ralston. Tigers will have a tougher road to get to the state tournament. Ralston is the number 1 seed. They are 14-5. They'll play the first game on Thursday at 4 against Nebraska City, a team that is 5-12. The other game will have Platteview at 11-9, taking on Hastings High, that's currently 10-10. So the Tigers will be the number 3 seed. Adams Central will be the number 1 seed for district baseball coming up next Thursday and Friday. So that's what's going on for high school baseball.
I was just double checking to see if there was any districts that needed to be covered here next week in Fremont, and just to see if I can't camp out here for the week and get set for some district ball. But draw in Ralston, and they are such a good program down there on the high school baseball side of things. They're putting together a spectacular year. So that's a tough draw for the Tigers, but we'll put broadcast plans together here as we kind of hammer out the week next week and get ready to roll for the high school baseball postseason from one to another.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be staying in Fremont. Are you thinking about considering moving your Western studios to the northeastern part of the state, or what? This could happen if you're going to hang out there for a while.
Well, I mean, the hope and the goal is that you're playing and working up the ladder tomorrow. So the hope is we're here one more night, and that we'll have to make night number 2 here in the Fremont community. So we might take up some temporary residence. We might have to get some mail delivered. I know it's payday today, and that's a very exciting day. But I want to make sure that gets temporarily delivered up here to the northeastern studios, or at least my parents' house, one of the two. But no, we're ready to roll today. It should be a lot of fun. So
you got your Venmo account active?
I do, but I'm not a big Venmo guy. Because I don't like to, when people pay me via Venmo and then I put that money into the bank, if I want to do it now, then they charge you. And then there's extra fees. And I'm like, no, I don't want to give you Venmo $3.20 for putting this into my bank so that somebody can conveniently pay me. I want to put the whole ball of money there.
Well, you got to wait till you got 3 or 4 days that you can withdraw it or gets into your account if you don't want the fee. How do you think Venmo is going to make any money to keep that thing active? They got to have some fees somehow.
You've known me for 20 years. And when in your life have you ever known me to just sit back and wait? Be patient. Those are 3 words that just do not gel with my personality. I'm the most impatient person. You really notice it when we're driving and when we're on the road, and that speedometer cranks up just a little bit because I'm in a hurry to get to where I'm going, because I can't sit still and sit behind that truck for another 2 miles. Yeah, I'm the most impatient person in the world. So, I mean, I am a direct reflection on society. I want it, and I want it now, and I want to consume the content right now, which is ergo.
I would not want to drive any distance with you.
Oh, no.
No, you'd be the last person that I'd want to be in the passenger seat with.
You'd be carrying the crap handle the entire trip. Like you would buckle in, and then you would like reinforce it with the harness, and then you would grab the handle at the top and just hold on. You would be white knuckled. Yeah, that's how I drive.
That would have been an amazing trip yesterday. 2.5 hours with you. I would have been. But could you just let me off here? Let me off. I just said it. I'm not going. I'm not going with you.
2.5 hours. But I want to get one more point on the trip. You remember the scene from Tommy Boy, where the Carpenters come on, and he's like, "I'm going to change this. I'm going to change it because it was that horribly awful earworm superstar, right?" And so yesterday I'm driving and I'm hitting the highway, and as I do, like ABBA's Waterloo comes on, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I got nobody in the car with me. No one's going to hear this guilty pleasure song and me belting at the top of my lungs. And so I roll in. Next thing I know, like, oh, crap, I'm at the softball complex. So it's blaring Waterloo as I pull into the Midland softball complex. And they all just had to think that I was just the biggest goofball in the world.
Who's this nerd? Who's this nerd coming in here with his
blaring ABBA as they get set for GPAC softball?
On his Krakow stereo in his car.
So anyways.
God.
You would have loved it.
All right, 7:55, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on a Thursday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Just briefly touching up on the headlines here. Give Hastings Day today, May 1st. This has been a day since 2014 where Give Hastings Day, put on by the Hastings Community Foundation, has raised more than $6.5 million to support more than 152 nonprofit organizations in Adams County. You can stay up to date with the fundraising efforts at givehastings.org or head down later today to the headquarters located at the Lark. Meanwhile, a gigantic tree, apparently, that has died at First Presbyterian Church will need to be removed. And so coming up on Friday, the City of Hastings Street Department is letting the public know that they are going to be closing the northbound outside lane for this tree removal process. The work's slated to get started at 9 a.m., and the plan is to have this tree completely off the road by 5 p.m., so this must be just a behemoth of a tree that is causing the closure of one lane. Vehicles, however, will be able to turn east onto 7th Street. Meanwhile, 1 Million Cups over in Grand Island, they are celebrating their 6th month anniversary today. We had the opportunity to talk at one of the inaugural 1 Million Cups in Grand Island, and the milestone will be marked at 8:30 this morning over at the Central Community College Entrepreneurship Center in GI. Community celebration, including refreshments and a reflection on the past 6 months of entrepreneurial stories and a community coffee. Cheers to future growth and innovation. 3 minutes until 8 o'clock. We'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's the latest in sports?
Yeah, your sports headlines today. Nebraska's softball pitcher and utility player Jordy Ball has been named a top 25 finalist for the USA Softball ESPN National Player of the Year Award. The Nebraska women's basketball team will play 6 of its 9 home conference games next year against teams that qualified for the NCAA tournament. Hastings College softball team dropping a 3-2 decision to Midland yesterday in the first round of the GPAC tournament in Fremont. As we've been talking this morning, the Broncos will play again at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have the game here on Extreme Sports beginning at 3:45. And the Adams Central baseball team winners yesterday over Twin River by the score of 7-0. The Patriots are now 16-6 on the season. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:58.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
On this Thursday, we should have partly sunny skies, a high around 70 degrees, and the winds will increase out of the north-northwest 10 to 20, with gusts into the mid-20s. Overnight tonight, another lone chance for a shower or thunderstorm, an overnight low of 43. Low 60s for the high on Friday with a hit or miss chance of another shower or thunderstorm. Friday night, 39 will be the overnight low, and then 70s and plenty of sunshine as we head through the weekend.
North winds this morning at 13, partly cloudy. It's 51 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Cam Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. Saturday, May 24th is the Deb Brunts Memorial Show, featuring $20,000 in total purse and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
All right, Mike Welch, Science Center of Bronick, not head coach, but assistant coach Eric Williams with you this morning on this Thursday morning edition of Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, getting ready for Broncos softball again this afternoon, 3:45 pregame, 4 o'clock for the first pitch. The Broncos against either Dordt or Morningside. Those two teams, again, will play at noon today. They'll resume their game at noon, and we'll face the loser of that ball game, the elimination game, at 4 this afternoon. So, guys, you've got a chance to maybe grab some breakfast this morning, get showered up, get ready for the day, and then maybe have some lunch. Yeah, notice that we got breakfast and lunch all scheduled here before your game later on today.
We got priorities over here in the northeastern studios. Breakfast, and we'll have the shower. Certainly, probably lunch. I'm guessing Cane's with the cane sauce. But there's a lot of places within walking distance. Hell, we got a B-Dubs right across the street, which was I thought was going to be a dangerous scenario last night until we went out, and then I got into a food coma with the mac and cheeseburger, and so ended up just taking a little nappy poo. Right when as soon as that third period started, wanted to give a special shout out to Chief Indorf, who was listening and gave me and Eric some special kudos for our pit crew work in removing that concrete barrier to get the Bronco bus through. And it's a softball trip, man. Like, I mean, this is every softball trip, and you get into those weather delays and postponements, and you make the most of it. And that's what we tried to do here in Fremont. So we'll continue that today, and we'll get ready to keep this party rolling.
I was concerned yesterday when we were kind of chatting back and forth of what our plans are going to be for today, and you deciding to stay the night in Fremont. I said, did you bring a suitcase? Did you bring clothes and stuff with you? You said, oh, don't worry, I've got plenty of clothes in my back seat. So you're going to go back to your car and find something to wear today?
I've already done that. So first of all, I got a duffel bag in the trunk, and there is a rolling wardrobe that on a consistent basis. Everybody makes fun of this. They're like, why do you have clothes that are just hanging up on coat hangers in the back of your car? And I am like, you never know in this business. You just never know when you certainly weren't prepared to make a stop overnight. I keep most of them, actually, because you never know when I'm eating in the car whether or not I'm going to spill and put a stain on a hoodie that I just got to get me through the chilly day. And next thing you know, you got this big stain on it, and so you need to change the clothes really quick, right? And so instead of a Tide stick, I've always just got extra clothes at the ready. And so they came in handy yesterday when I got to thinking, and everyone's like, well, God, did you even pack for anything extra? And I'm like, oh, watch this. I open up the trunk, and they're like, Jesus. We were ready to roll. We just stuffed a few things in the duffel bag, and yeah, I mean, I got fresh socks. I got fresh undies. Like, don't worry, Mom. Like, we're going to be okay. So we've got a couple clothes to get us through the day.
Amazing. You're the only guy I know that travels with a wardrobe in your trunk. But good. You know, if you plan that, you look like a genius this morning. If you plan that. But yeah, I you're the first guy that I know travels with a wardrobe in their trunk. But kudos, good job, bud.
I gotta say something about it.
Eric's got some comments.
Don't call him a genius, because when it was raining and we were in that delay, all he was in was a t-shirt and shorts. So I looked up there. I had a hoodie. So me of all people, packed warm gear, which I am a shorts year-round guy like Ty. So I had warm gear. I offered a hoodie to him, and then he talked about spilling stuff. Yeah, Firehouse. He spills mayonnaise right on my hoodie. So don't call him a genius quite yet.
When that comes back in 6 days and spicy mustard is what you smell, just remember Firehouse, baby.
Oh, God. All right, well, you guys take care up in Fremont today. Look forward to the call this afternoon with Hastings and whoever they play, either Dort or Morningside today at 4 o'clock this afternoon. You better make a special invitation to little E that he is welcome on this show anytime. I mean, yeah, he can come on this show anytime. We'll get him hooked up in the GI studios or wherever it has to be.
There you go. A special invite to pick up a third studio. You can certainly be a guest at any time. You could be our AJ Hawk to the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
We'll even let you smoke a cigar, man.
Yeah. All right, 4 o'clock this afternoon for Hastings College softball. Again, 3:45 for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. We will have the play-by-play coverage for you exclusively today. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you had a good time. If you'd like to listen to this show again, you can. Just go to our podcast section on our social media sites. You'll find the podcast section, and you can listen to the show again. Well, what's the plans for tomorrow? Are you going to be in Fremont tomorrow? Are you going to be back in your home studios, or what are you doing here?
Just win, baby. If we win, it's going to be a long day up the consolation ladder. So if we win, I'll be hanging out in Fremont for another day, and we'll get ready to roll here for a Friday show.
Oh yeah,
we'll figure out. We'll let the tech people deal with the particulars. But yeah, we got Derby to focus in on too. So.
Oh, yeah. That's right, yeah. Jim Sliker
so,
from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network is going to join us tomorrow.
But we got a damn good IT guy that can figure it out, so.
Yeah, because we got your phone is back in your Western studios.
That creates a little bit of an issue. But, yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway. Trust me, this entire week has been on the fly. Why should Friday be any different?
So we'll worry about that after the ball game here today. So you guys have yourself a great call. Enjoy your breakfast at the hotel this morning. Enjoy your lunch wherever you're going to be. And I guess the number one thing, get a win today, all right?
Let's get a win.
Get a win today. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 for Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports.